What was it like seeing a Mr. O in front of you? What was that like?
Oh, he's the biggest, roundest person I've seen in person. It's another level seeing these top pros, which is something that I was really excited to go to America for as well, because I've been a fan of bodybuilding for a while, but from just behind the screen. But yeah, getting up on stage there was more confident than I've been on stage like previously in my amateur shows. I just got a feeling like I belong there.
Wow. Yeah, the way you looked, you did. But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, and I really took the time before that show to like try and bring myself down, like before going up on stage, and like just really take in what's about to happen, because I didn't want to just be so like wound up and stressed or nervous. Like I really took a few minutes backstage to really just look around and be like, fuck, this is cool. Like this is awesome. Like I'm actually living my dream right now. Like take it in, soak it up. While I'm on, I'll just give a quick shout out to my sponsors.
Please do. Yeah, go for it.
Premium Bollocks and Power Sups, they've been so helpful. Yeah, I'm so very appreciative of them, and I've just actually signed with Gasp as well, which I'm super excited about. So just want to give a shout out to those guys too.
Once a Sparky lighting things up, now on stage lighting it up. Flexing with Derek and getting all the time in the world. Was it really only 2 comps and a pro debut? We'll find out more. Why 15 years of hard labour and now life online? He knows them all and has trained with many great athletes. Queensland seems to be a tight group. His quads aren't normal and a body you'd struggle to beat. Please help me welcome the man that can help you grow while you're a hard-working tradie, be a dad, build a home. Please help me welcome Cam George.
How you going, guys?
How are you, brother?
Yeah, great. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, doing very well.
Yeah, you look great, I must say. How is it? It's one of my questions anyway. But how is it post pro debut, and also post that big freaking steak you had after the comps? It was a good steak.
Oh, yeah, that was unreal. Yeah. That was at a place called Roy Hutchins in Texas.
Right. Yeah.
That place got recommended to us, and yeah, the food that was unreal. That we had a big rib steak and a rib. What was it? Beef rib and brisket as well. Well, it was unreal.
Yeah.
Unlike any meat I've ever had before. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what was good about watching your photo from what I've seen. One, you didn't look like it was gluttony. Even though you had the big smile, you got a great smile, you didn't look like gluttony, and it looked like a good protein. So it looked like your post meal wasn't scrolls and donuts and pizzas. It just seemed like you chose this delicious. You just chose delicious food, delicious proteins. I think it was a great finish to your comp.
Yeah, it was excellent, and like I didn't even eat all that. That was just a photo, but I actually shared that with my coach as well. So I've never really been one to really splurge out post show and have all these like cookies and just people will hoard stuff. Like they'll start buying things that they want to have and keep it in their cupboard, just to have post show, like little like bags of, or I've seen people have like boxes of junk they want to eat post show. I've never been like that.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? And I'll tell you, to clarify a bit further, I'm 55. I've trained since the age of 18, and all I knew is that's all I had. Meaning, I don't think I was blessed with looks, but I feel like when you train your body, you can become good looking. Like you've got a great body, like I said, right? So for me, I fear. Yeah, maybe it's a disorder. I fear food, meaning because I know food does some good for me. So if I eat the right food all the time, at every moment I can, it seems to compound going forward to always having a good physique. Meaning if I'm summertime eating sushi, grilled food, but in winter I'm smashing the chips and the ice cream. But I actually found off season was where I did my best gains, but my cleanest gains to go into, say, a summer. Is that how you see food and bodybuilding yourself?
Well, I think with the whole post show thing is the way we diet.
Yes.
So we don't typically diet on eating the same like chicken and rice or steak and rice. We'll actually have a flexible approach.
Yep.
So nothing's really off the table as long as it hits your macros and micronutrients.
Right.
So I never really feel deprived of anything in prep.
Okay.
So I don't really have those hunger cravings. Like I've got, like I make a cream of rice meal every day.
Yep.
During prep, and it comes out like a cake,
Oh, yeah.
and it's got like so it's like a treat every day, and that seems to satisfy me. So yeah, one like, and it's in my best interest to stay lean post show, so you can get a good off season in. Because I don't want to shorten my runway for progress. If you get too fat straight away after prep, you'll shorten your runway for progress in the off season. So two things, yeah. But yeah, I have little things throughout my prep that satisfy all my cravings, so I don't really feel the need to go overboard with food.
Yeah, or like I said, I think it's not. I think, like you said. So why do you think people hoard, like you said, all this stuff? Like what do is it? Is it one, they haven't learnt, and this could be taken out of context, they haven't learnt the true discipline of bodybuilding, meaning it's not just getting to the show, it's continuing that after the show and building, like you set up the runway to the next comp, whatever it is. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's mainly like first time competitors really, and
okay. Yes.
like they're mainly the ones who you see doing that. Like as you speak to more of the experienced guys, they're not really too fussed about post show. So I mean, like I've never even really planned a post show dinner like that rib that I had. That was like 2 days after the show. That wasn't even about like the night of the show.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the night of the show, I didn't really do anything, to be honest. So yeah, mainly just like first time competitors or people who have really restrictive diets.
Okay, yep, I see your point. So my first question here to you is, tell us about America and the pro card journey. Was this a debut? This is your first pro show journey, and also can you tell me what was the comp that got you your pro card? I think it was in 2022, and then tell me like your plans going forward. Yeah. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, who is following us on all platforms, but especially here on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, please, if you could do us a big favor, which helps us reach more people, get better, bigger, greater. We've already had some great guests anyway. Everyone's been a treat. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified every week a new podcast that is launched. And I just want to say a big thank you. But again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and enjoy watching Muscle Talks podcasts.
Yeah, so I got won my pro card kind of by accident in 2022 because it wasn't really my like plan or my goals like set out to try and win my pro card. I've always been a fan of like bodybuilding. I've loved it, but I just never really considered that to be an option for me. Like I just trained, like it just seems so far fetched.
Yeah.
Like something that's just unachievable. So in 2022, that was my second show.
Yeah.
And in my first show in 2019, when I did the novice and I won the novice class at the nationals.
Yeah.
And I got third. I got third in the under 80 class.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth getting third there. So that was my goal for 2022, was just to win the under 80 weight class at the nationals. And then next minute I find myself in the overall, battling for the overall. So, and I won that.
So had you done any comps prior to 2019?
No, that was my first comp.
Yeah. So because
I've always been a...
Yeah, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, no, I was going to say...
I've always been a fan of bodybuilding. I wanted to compete.
Yeah.
And I actually was going to compete, I think it was in 2012.
Yeah.
And I found out my partner at the time was pregnant, so we kind of pulled the pin on that. And then, yeah, it was like, what, 7 years later or something I competed. So,
Because it's just because when I look at when I do research on you or people I go through their socials, I could go back 2012, 2015, ICN, all these shows that they were in. But when I looked at you and you said your first show was 2019, then your second show 2022, do you think the love affair with bodybuilding obviously comes first to you, then competing? Like you don't really care if you compete, you just love bodybuilding.
yeah, well, I've been training since I was like 19
Yeah.
or 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had that habit of like going to the gym. It's never been a chore to me. It's always been something that I've wanted to go and do.
Mm.
So, yeah, just life things got in the way up until then, and had the opportunity to finally do a comp in 2019, and I thought, why not? Let's do it. So,
So tell me,
dove straight into that, and
yeah.
yeah.
So when you dived into that comp, one, were you nervous? But also, why? If you didn't expect anything and you got third place, what was it that kind of gave you that sour taste? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, because everyone just wants to win.
good,
You know?
yeah, I like
and,
that. I like
yeah,
that.
so yeah, I definitely wanted to win. So
Yeah.
that's what gave me that sour taste. So
Yeah.
actually coming out of that show, because that was my first time competing, first time getting that lean, and I was really, I was peeled for that show.
Mm.
And coming out of that, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like,
Wow,
that
why?
was too hard. Like just the diet, like just getting that lean, and because that was the first time like feeling the fatigue of a contest prep, or like just being exposed to what it's like. And
Yeah.
I going into it, I expected to be hungry, but I never expected to feel that level of like diet fatigue
Yeah.
and the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just completely threw me off. And yeah, coming out, I was like, I'm not doing this again. But yeah,
Oh,
a couple of
wow.
years later, I'm back up there. So yeah.
What is that I don't think I've asked this question. What is if you said, what is the one hardest thing? Is it, what shocked you? That's what I'm saying. You said you'd never do it again. What was it that got you? Meaning you had a great body, but you weren't registering because you said, I'm not doing that again. But what do you think, and how far out of the competition, the date, how far out was it when it kind of, you thought this could break me?
It probably would have been about 8 weeks out, I think,
Wow. Oh
because
my God.
we tend to get lean like early, like really early.
Yeah.
So you can eat a bit more up into the show, so you're not like trying to race to the finish line. You're ready early, and like you can have more higher days and diet breaks and stuff like that. So yeah, so the fatigue comes a lot earlier than other people who are just like maybe digging in at the end.
Wow.
And I just remember being at work. I remember being at work and just being like absolutely exhausted. Like you drop something on the ground and you're just like considering whether you actually want to pick it up or not. So like that just kind of threw me. Like just that was unexpected. Like I expected to be hungry, and I thought that was the only thing you had to deal with was just being hungry.
Yeah. Obviously, I've heard the word, death face, and I've heard the word, and I've seen guys at the gym when they're about to compete, and it's funny when you're passing them on the stairs or in the corridor or through the gym, and you go, let's say I'm saying hello to you, I go, hey Cam, it's like you can't even open your mouth. You're like just like you're gone. So it's hilarious.
Yeah, I've had a few conversations with people at the gym where I've just kind of been like, oh, sorry, man. Like I can't chat right now. I just need to get this workout done. So
Wow,
yeah.
it's incredible. So, all right. So tell us about.
Yeah, but then
sorry.
Yeah, going back to that, where were we?
What I'm asking
so I
is,
got my pro card in 2022.
yeah, you got your pro card 2022. So that was the IFBB comp. So you went to America and you started your first pro debut. What I'm asking is, in 2022, when you got your pro card, did you know it was 2024 you were going to go to Tampa, or you had to decide? Like what I want to know is, when do you guys decide this is what we're doing? Like, because you have to kind of time it and tickets and hotels and there's a lot of things for you to do.
Yeah. So originally we were going to do like a show in 2023,
Yep.
and I just wasn't feeling ready for that.
Yep.
So like after the show, after winning my pro card, yeah, we kind of planned to do something. It was actually Portugal in 2023 because my coach he's over in Europe, and he kind of just floats around and does whatever he wants. He lives a good life. But
Oh, good on him.
yeah, he's over in Europe. He's been to the Portugal show. He rated it, so we kind of planned on doing that. But I mean, I didn't feel like I was ready for that. So we pushed it back to this year. We waited till the dates came out. I think they came out at the end of last year or after the Olympia.
Yep.
And then because there's only limited 212 shows, we chose Tampa and Texas just because they lined up well. There wasn't a lot of travel in between the two shows, and there was only a week apart as well. So that just seemed to be the best option.
And how was the first when you got there and the build up? I mean, what I'm asking is, you're landing in another place, so now you don't have your fridge, you don't have your little things around you that you're familiar with, the shop down the road, like how is it, how quick can you assimilate in the area you've gone in? So you got to Tampa, whatever it was. Did you find it pretty smooth? You were comfortable in your bed, you went to sleep, everything was cool, or did you find you needed to assimilate yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty organized person, like a bit OCD when it comes to my stuff, and
Okay.
but I did find that it was pretty smooth transition.
Okay.
Like the country wasn't too foreign, like it wasn't too hard to like Google where the nearest shop was. Yeah, it was a pretty seamless transition actually.
Oh, good. And so tell me about the Tampa show. How was that?
The Tampa show it was really good. Like, I mean, even just getting to Tampa, the first day I walked in the gym there, I saw Derek Lunsford.
Yeah. So
Like,
tell me, what was it called?
so like just the whole
MI 40? Is that the gym?
MI 40 was the gym. So
Yeah. Tell me about
like,
that.
I knew that's where because I follow a lot of like the bodybuilding American scene,
Of course.
and I knew straight away like that's where I want to train. So we kind of when we booked our Airbnbs and accommodation, same for Texas as well. Like I just said like these are the gyms I want to train at, and we kind of booked our Airbnbs around that. But yeah, just walking in there the first day, seeing Derek Lunsford, and even just being in that gym, it's just so motivating. And I found everyone in America used to be so like uplifting and helpful, and like just welcoming, and like it took me by surprise actually.
Why did it surprise you? And I'm thinking, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is it you don't think we've got the same support here? Do you think Australia has that tall poppy syndrome thing and America doesn't? So they see you and they think, oh, bro, come on, let's go. What is it?
Yeah, I think there's just more of a community over there, more of a community feel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say tall poppy syndrome in Australia, but it's just a very different feel. And you also got to take into consideration that, we're a bit novel coming from Australia. So
Okay.
that as well. But like, I definitely felt a big sense of community in America. So, and I suppose there's a lot more pros over there as well. So, everyone's kind of the same really. Whereas here you kind of stand out, but in America, everyone's just, oh, you're IFBB Pro. Yeah, cool. Big deal.
Yeah, I suppose in Australia
Like,
even Chris said to me when I was looking up IFBB pros or any pro, Chris said to me, if someone wrote they were a cleaner but it said pro at the end, you'd get them on the podcast. I said, oh my god, yeah, I probably would.
Yeah.
So anything that had pro at the end, I was like, fuck, let's get them on. So going back to Tampa quickly.
Yeah.
Going back to Tampa, how did you find the comp?
Yeah, the comp was really good. The venue was good. Like I had a little bit of nerves going into that show.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
would have
like
thought
2
so.
years since I've been on stage.
Yes,
So,
of course.
but yeah, getting up on stage there it was like more confident than I've been on stage like previously in my amateur shows.
Mm-hmm.
So and I just got a feeling like I belong there. So
Wow. Yeah.
it,
The way you looked, you did. But go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, and I really took the time before that show to like try and bring myself down, like before going up on stage, and like just really take in what's about to happen, because I didn't want to just be so like wound up and stressed or nervous. Like I really took a few minutes backstage to really just look around and be like, fuck, this is cool. Like
Ah.
this is awesome. Like I'm actually living my dream right now. Like take it in, soak it up.
Is that
And
your is that your
yeah, went up on stage
is
and
that
got.
your character? Just sorry to interrupt you. I just want to go. Is that your character to take things in, or you've noticed in the past you haven't?
No, I noticed in the past I haven't, so
Okay.
like I really made a point of trying to do that.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm glad I did.
Because I'm trying to learn from you. Just what you just said then. I was thinking to myself, do I take things into consideration myself? And when you were telling me that, I was kind of like going, maybe I should be listening to you. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Yeah, true. That's what a podcast is about. We're having a chat. We're trying to learn each other's
Yeah,
personalities. So, what?
yeah.
So, what did you when you said you had to kind of maybe lower the frequency so you could take it in? How did you do it? Did you breathe, meditate it in? How did you? Or do you have tools, or you don't have tools, or you just sat there and
No,
looked
no,
around?
just tools, just trying to be mindful, really.
Okay, yeah,
Just like,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, just just calm myself down. Like I'd finished pumping up, so I was kind of just trying to just catch my breath and
Mhm.
just slow things down so I wasn't gassed when I went out on stage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Do people get
So
gassed a lot because of nerves?
yeah. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Mm.
Like I just kind of do what I'm doing. So
Yeah, yeah.
you don't really see people get gassed, but I just didn't want to I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like already exhausted before I went out there. So,
And
like over pumping up too much, and
okay,
so.
yeah, yeah. Did you? What did you come? I was trying. I did. Like I said, I was quickly writing.
Yeah, I got fourth in Tampa.
All right, because you spoke high. You spoke. We're going to go to Texas in a second, and that's why I think Texas took
Mm.
preference on me. But so you got fourth. But can I ask? When you stood in front of the crowd, and I'm sure they were very embracing. Did it feel different not having Aussies in the room?
Um, no, no, it felt like it was a different experience. Yeah, not having your friends and family around, but it wasn't bad. I had my coach and my other friends were in the crowd, so they were there watching me. So I didn't really feel like I was out there by myself.
Well, I'll go soon. I've got a question about your coach and your friend. So you how'd you feel you went coming fourth and all that? How do you feel?
Um, I know that was a good result,
Yep.
but initially, like coming off getting fourth, I was a bit dirty about it.
Ah.
I wasn't I wanted to win, obviously,
Mm.
and but yeah, I really felt I could have got third in that show, but that is what it is. But so initially, I was a bit disappointed,
Mm.
but like looking back now, I'm like, that's a pretty good result for your pro debut. So
Oh, bloody oath.
yeah.
What do you have to come to qualify for Olympia? I know I sound naive. Is it only first or first and second gets the ticket to
Yeah, it's only first now.
only first now?
They used to have a point system, so you could gather points. Go do a bunch of shows and get
Ah,
points for
okay.
your placings. But now it's just first place,
Okay. Well,
which I think it's better that way anyway.
I think so because if you go there and do a lot of shows, it will diminish what actually the criteria is. So, all right. So
Yeah.
you did that show, and then I read here, um, you went. After I'm just reading my questions. I just wanted to go. Then you came. Then you came to the Texas Pro. Um, did you feel a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more warmed up? And you mentioned something about the Texas show. You couldn't be happier. You brought a much more improved package. What does that mean?
Yeah, so going into the Texas show, it definitely felt a lot more confident in what I could do. Like not like the nerves were gone pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
So it was more business going to Texas. Being like a lot more confident being up on stage there. As far as the improvements, we came in a lot tighter for that show.
Yeah.
and a bit fuller, a bit crisper. So
Mhm.
I just thought it was a better look for that show. That was like my favorite showing, like personal favorite.
Yep.
Um, and getting fifth at that show, I was like prouder of getting fifth at that show than I was getting fourth at Tampa because it was
Oh,
like
yeah. That's why I noticed.
it
I
was a
noticed that. Yeah.
yeah, it was a bigger lineup.
Yep.
Um, so like more competition and tougher competition, and I really felt like I had to, work for that first that not first work for that fifth place
Yeah.
because it wasn't like because up in I suppose in Tampa they would like it was a four-man call out, so I kind of knew I was up there with the top four,
Mm.
whereas in Texas I didn't because I initially got called out for the first call out.
Mm.
But then I got called back in the second call out.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where my placing was. So I kind of felt like I had to fight a bit more,
Mm.
to get a higher placing. So that's kind of why I was a bit proud because I just felt like I had to fight for that one. So.
How do you, can you explain fight? Because we know it's not physical. Meaning we know it's not your fists up. How do you manipulate it? And when I say manipulate, I know that people told me even C-Bum, if he knows one of his, if something's not at its best, he knows which way to flex and how to pose and how to turn to bring the best out. Is that what you mean by you had to work for it?
Yeah. Just had to make sure my presentation was like flawless and,
Yeah, yeah.
really just making sure that I'm holding my poses for as long as I can and flexing as hard as I can.
Hmm.
And, yeah, just trying to really, make sure everything was perfect.
Yeah, I could, like I said, I mean, I think, like you said, maybe the second show didn't have as many nerves, so you could go. And also, like you told yourself in, is there a lot of, is it hard to hold pattern between show to show and also go from another state to another state? Did you find that challenging or that was okay as well?
No, that was okay. I quite like doing back-to-back shows
Okay, yeah.
like that, like week apart. I think that for me that's perfect. As long as you're in shape and you don't have to try and like get leaner or something like that. So, but that's never the case for us.
Mm,
Um, I just I like the fact that you come out of the first show, you've kind of built a bit of I suppose there's a bit of adrenaline there.
yeah.
So that kind of carries you for the next few days. And then you don't, then let's say you have to deplete again or something like that, or go low carb or whatever you have to do. You don't even really get the time to start feeling shit again before you start to before you load up for the next one. So, yeah, it's kind of I like the turnaround for a 1 week show.
Okay. Um, the coach is here on the 1st of the 8th, 2024. Coach, flex coach underscore Dean, Dean McKillop. Why him? What does it, um, what does, like it's been 2.5 years and it feels like nothing's changed. So, yeah, I noticed that, yeah, Dean McKillop. Why him? And what's the 2.5 years mean?
2.5 years is since he left Australia.
Okay, so he
So
was an
he left
Aussie guy, was
Australia.
he?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's an Aussie guy. So yeah, he left 2.5 years ago, and he's my one and only coach that I've had.
Okay.
And I don't think I'll ever have another coach. To be honest, I'll pretty much just yeah. I trust him like wholeheartedly.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, he was my coach in 2019, and we actually worked out that we went to the same primary school together. I
Okay.
think he was a grade above me.
Hmm.
Yeah, but we didn't know this before before I started with him, so we kind of figured that out. But yeah, we've become good friends since then, and now he's I think yeah, well, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, he left to go travel the world. So
And because I mean, when you say travel the world as an online coach and coaching athletes, have
yeah,
you
so
done?
he's the online coach. Yeah.
God, some of them know how to do it, don't they? If they can travel the world, they know how to do it.
Yeah, he's living the dream. I'm very envious of him.
Yeah, I'd be envious. I'm envious. What do you think
Yeah.
makes a good coach, and why is he a good coach? Just in general, I'm just asking because you're a coach. So, what makes a good coach? You reckon?
Well, him in particular, I think he's very bleeds into my personality as well, being very organized and almost like very structured in his approach.
Yeah.
And you kind of know everything's kind of laid out for you in a way where there's no real questions to ask unless you want to like try and learn something yourself.
Yep.
Um, Everything's like, yeah, it's just you can like follow the plan
Yep.
and you can't stuff it up.
Wow.
It's very, yeah. So he's got it very, very laid out. And I suppose, yeah, I just have all like just confidence in what he's doing.
Okay. I noticed. I think Matt O'Reilly has maybe been trained by him as well, because I saw a photo in Dean McKillop's thing, and I saw Matt O'Reilly holding a trophy.
Yeah, Matt's coached by Dean as well. I think Dean's had most of the pro card wins in the last few years in Australia. So
Hi, I'm Yvonne, the founder of Rock Creek.
I'm Steve, Muscle Talks podcast.
We're thrilled at Rock Creek to announce the fact that we're collaborating with Muscle Talks. We're really excited at the opportunity to present our hemp protein product range of pancake mixes and brownie mixes. We also have a fantastic range of toasted granolas and magnesium. So please come to rockcreek.com.au, go to our online store.
And while you're there, type in Muscle Talks 10 to get 10% off. Now go to rockcreek.com.au. I was gobsmacked. I didn't believe the word genetics, because I just thought not you, Cam, but anyone could create any physique they want. They just have to eat, hit the gym, maybe hit the juice, hit whatever, just hit everything. But then I realized there's a thing called genetics and you can't beat it. And is that what you saw at the pro show, the genetics?
yeah, definitely. Some guys they've got it.
They've got it, eh?
It's just the way it is. Like
It's just the way it is.
you look at some of these guys and you're just like, how does that even work? You know, so it's definitely is a big factor in bodybuilding. But yeah, you still have to do the work. It's just how your body responds, how your body tolerates what you're doing as well. It's not all about how some people can have more of a tolerance for higher volume training or can tolerate more food. You know, it's just some people have it and some people don't.
How do you know if you've got it? That's a question I'm asking. Like, do you have it? That's what I'm asking. Is it because when I look at you, I see your body. And I'm going to tell you, did you know I discovered you way before I started this podcast? I saw you.
Oh, okay.
I saw you in your 2022 show, and when I saw you, and I think I saw you through my private account. I think I was training. I think I discovered you in 2019 because I was 49 and I was training to turn 50 and I was hitting the gym hard. Look, I'm not here to say the story. I've said it 10,000 times. I also did a cycle for the first time at 49. I'm not here to ask you those questions. I'm telling you I did a cycle at 49 because I was turning 50. I never tried one, so I thought, I'll do a cycle. But what I'm saying is I discovered you because I was taking shots of myself for Instagram as gauging into turning 50. I don't know anything about comps or anything like that. And I was thinking of competing. I was thinking of doing the Arnolds. I think the Arnolds were in Australia at the time in 2019. And like I said, but I discovered you. And when I saw your body, man, honestly, I went, look at this guy. Like maybe I had a gym bro crush. Like, I'm into girls, by the way, but that doesn't matter. Anyone can be into anything. I'm sorry to say that. In case, you know what, Chris, they could grab this and the influencers could destroy me now. So let's go. But what I'm getting at is when I saw you, I'm going to give you a compliment, okay? I like giving compliments. My dad was a very complimenting guy. He actually complimented himself. My dad had a lot of vanity. My dad was about good looks. My dad was about hankies, shiny shoes. My dad looked like Anthony Quinn. If you can Google that if you like. But
Yeah.
I want to ask you, when I look at you, you look like a genetic freak. But when I saw you, like I said to you, I looked at your body and I went, fuck, man. Because I like legs. I like guys with good legs. You got great legs. Are you genetics? Or do you think you've worked hard for it? And that's all, because that's why you said you've only done 2 comps. So is it you? You're supposed to be there?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm built for bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think just the way my muscles insert and like the roundness, like I suppose
You've
that
got
I have,
a lot of
because I'm not
roundness. That's what I saw, yeah.
because I'm not particularly the biggest person.
Yep.
If you'd see me in person, I'm not like big.
Yeah.
So I think just the way my muscles insert, definitely favorable for bodybuilding.
And I think you've got small joints. Is that what it does? Well, someone told me about small joints.
Yeah, I think that helps as well. Like, yeah, my ankles are really skinny and my wrists are really skinny and stuff. So that definitely helps too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I've got that down, but I don't need to ask it again. But
Yeah.
when I was going through your socials, I said, how come I know this guy? And then I saw one of your posts and you were walking backstage. And when I saw it, I go, fuck, I've seen this guy years before we had the podcast Muscle Talk. So just to let you know,
Yeah.
I saw you
at that show in 2019, the national show.
I wasn't at the national show. I went to the Sydney show. I did go to the Sydney show and I sat in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because I was going to compete. I know I'm at the moment, I'm 85 kilos. Look, you can tell I train. I don't think I have genetics. Let's just say that. But I have good quads. I've built up my calves, but they have to be built. They're not good calves, right? They're woggy calves. I'm a Greek, so they're Greek calves, I guess.
Yeah.
Good quads I've got. I can bring down my waistline to be small. I think where I lack is chest and back thickness. So I think sideways I don't look thick. I think I look more
Same as me.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
sorry, go on.
That's the feedback I got. Exact feedback I got from the judges was just chest and back thickness.
Yeah.
So front to back thickness.
And so
that's
go on. No, I'm listening. I'd like to share this story.
no, that's the area I need to work on.
Yeah, so I was going to compete. Like I said, I feel like I keep telling my story, but I've got a thing called, which it's like once in a blue moon. I had it from my 20s. It's called colitis. What it means is your bowels can get infected sometimes. And it's like having a rash on your arm or a pimple on your chin. It just seems to be internal. But when it happens, it's like you become more depleted because there's a rush of blood going on and it's a bit crazy. So it's just like, I just couldn't get to the comp. So but I was happy with the end result. I was happy to come into 50 because that's what I do. I build up to decades. I build up to anniversaries. I build up to my children's birthdays. That's all my comps. That's why I like bodybuilding, because I know, I'll give you an example. We started spring. I know that the 1st of December is summer. So now I start tapering in for that date. So when it's beach time, I feel good. When it's going out to a bar, I feel like I wear a t-shirt and it looks pretty good. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's actually quite a common thing to have like flare-ups with the ulcerative colitis.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of bodybuilders who do have that. It gets like flare-ups when they dieting down for a show.
I think that's what it is. And I think as well, that colitis or whatever people call it, I think it may be good for you as a coach because you're a coach, and maybe I'll tell you as a person, I think it's stress related. Once we start to stress too much and we're not on a good diet, I think it smashes us. So that's all I'm saying is because I can't pick it. I can go through years of not happening and then it pops up and I go, what the fuck? Where did this come from? So even you can't work it out. So
yeah, I get a similar thing as well. Like I get a bit of, because I have acid reflux.
Okay,
so I've been taking tablets since I was like 19.
My dad had that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do get like not bowel flare ups, but like I do get stomach flare ups or I get like acid sitting in your throat and all that sort of stuff. And that kind of gets a bit worse towards the back end of prep.
Yeah. Well, I
For me.
guess,
I definitely feel it's stress related as well.
and I think it's good for us, like you talking about it and myself talking about it, because sometimes this is what the podcast is about. It's about, if someone's going to sit in this podcast, they're probably going to appreciate what you just said. We can talk about every gym bro thing out there, but like I said, everyone's going through stuff. But, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, our objective is to look and turn up the best person mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's all you want to do. So tell me, since we're talking about mentally, physically, tell me about Derek Lunsford. Firstly, obviously he deserves Mr. O. He's competing against a fine line with Hardy and everyone else, because Samson, like these guys, I mean, it's kind of millimeters, inches, it's everything. What was it like seeing a Mr. O in front of you? What was that like?
Oh, he's the biggest, roundest person I've seen in person.
Go on.
I actually spoken to. Yeah, it's just, it's another level seeing these top pros, which is that something that I was really excited to go to America for as well, because I've been a fan of bodybuilding for a while, but from just behind the screen, I've never seen these guys in person. So I've never just like actually seen how, you know, how fucking big these guys are. So, because I never got a chance to go to like the Arnold's in Australia when that bodybuilders used to come out, and they obviously don't have a pro show here anymore. But yeah, so that was the first time me actually sitting and watching a pro show as well after I competed. So that was cool.
I remember seeing Dorian Yates. You know Dorian Yates? I saw Dorian Yates at his prime, but off season. At his prime off season, right? He came to Australia and he was guest posing at a bodybuilding comp. And when I saw him, I'm not joking, I was thinking like, how can that guy fit through a door? Like he was two of me, like at the time. I was 80 kilos, 79 kilos, ripped, ripped 79 kilo guy at 20, in my 20s. And he came on stage, and it was off season, but he was still, you know, rounded, but off season was different. They would put on size, but still he came out, and honestly, my jaw dropped. I went like, what the fuck? And that moment made me actually realize I shouldn't compete, because I said, I can't do that. Like when I saw it, I go, because I guess I didn't understand genetics. I didn't understand levels of bodybuilding. I just thought posters of Sean Ray, posters of like Arnold, posters of Lee Haney, posters of Dorian Yates, posters of Lee Priest. I just thought that was it. Like it was zero to hero. I was just like, I can't do that.
You never see them in their off season, do you?
Huge, man. Like that's what I'm saying, was Derek huge. Yeah. What did you talk about? Could you just share with me maybe a little bit? Because you said he spent time with you.
Yeah, so we just spoke about, I spoke to him twice actually. He was in the crowd at Tampa watching the show. So
okay.
He actually had a few good tips for me. Like he was actually kind of like pointing out some few things to me while I was on stage as well. So I thought that was really cool.
Wow, so cool. Go on.
Yeah, I was kind of like, whoa, holy shit, Derek Lunsford's like, you know, like giving me some hints and stuff while I'm on stage. So
that's huge.
But I spoke to him after that show as well, and he was really encouraging. Just said, you know, keep going on the path you're on. So he's just a really positive guy, and when we met at the gym, you know, it was kind of me just asking all the questions, you know, because you're like, it's the first time you met someone like that. So and he was talking about a few things he's got going on over there. He's building a gym, and just talking about how his prep's going and stuff like that. So but he's a very humble guy, like not arrogant at all. Just like he wasn't, like I obviously waited to talk to him until after he finished training, so I didn't want to bother him. But we ended up chatting for like 15 minutes, and he had there was a few other pros around, and he wasn't in any rush to leave or anything like that. So yeah, it was really positive experience.
Well, I can see he's got a strong faith, but I, I mean, isn't it funny? Like, I was talking to you about influencers before we started this podcast, and like, who the fuck are we? Like, we can critique, but it was very touch and go, that show. Not because like I said, I look from a television screen or my phone screen, sorry, and we think we can critique everybody, but it was a controversial show because obviously Hardy kind of stormed off, and I can understand that too, man. I'm a fuckwit sometimes when I get upset too. Not that I want to hurt anyone. Maybe I don't want to talk to anyone, and I guess it showed Hardy as well being like invested so deeply that, you know, I don't think it was against Derek. I think it was just, you know, like I said, whatever it was, but. There was a lot of talk. I kept hearing Jay Cutler's and Milos's and everyone talking about it. But man, I tell you what, to be Mr. O, how much scrutiny and how tough to be number one. What a journey.
Yeah. So was that a question?
Well, I was thinking, what do you think about?
It cut out. No, it cut out at the front. So like you were try and piece together what you were saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, how tough is it to be at the top with all the scrutiny around you too? Like, meaning he's such a humble guy, but that's the time when you've got people picking sides sometimes, you know, like not against him, like they're either the Hardys, the Samsons, the this, the that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, being at the top like that, like, it would be tough because, you know, as soon as you put something up on Instagram, like for those guys, Samson, Derek Hardy, it's getting shared by like 12 other pages, and everyone's got their say. And,
Yeah.
oh, he's behind, or he's this, or like it's just, yeah, it would be very tough being at the top of that.
So, home away from home destination gym. What was that gym like? What was something it looks like an old school gym. What was that gym there?
So that's Destination Dallas. That is, so I think the Gasp headquarters of where they do, like, because it's a merge between a gym and a warehouse.
Yeah.
And like the Gasp, and that place was incredible. That kind of made the Texas trip.
Why?
Just everything that they got going on there. But like they've obviously got a bunch of pros, and the community there is just unlike anything I've ever felt before, like experienced. But just how welcoming everyone was there, and how like just their, what word am I looking for? Sorry, I can't even think at the moment. They were just very, very welcoming and accommodating, and anything you need, we can help you out. I met Michael Johansson, which he's the owner of Gasp and Destination.
Yeah.
I met him on the first day we went there.
Yeah.
So I went and said, introduced myself, and he was just so helpful and accommodating. Like, it was just unreal. And the stuff he's got going on there, like they had an event there called Homecoming.
Yeah.
And that was going on across the weekend. So he was putting on dinners at his house, doing bus trips to gyms. He put on a big breakfast at the gym for on Sunday post show. Anyone and everyone could go. All you have to do was register on the website. So just what he's got going on there, and the way he is to that gym is just incredible.
You keep mentioning that America's got this big community thing. Like, they really, do you think bodybuilding is in their blood? Like, a lot. Like, I think it's in our blood here, but you know, we're only 26 million people in Australia. But do you think that we haven't yet grasped the way bodybuilding is around the world in certain places?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
I noticed that you actually are very, I saw photos going back. Okay, I'm going to go with a few photos going back. One, I saw you with Tracy Gilly, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I saw, and she's going to be on the podcast too in the next couple of weeks. But what I'm asking is, and I've had Matt O'Reilly, but I'll tell you in a second. So I've seen you with Tracy Gilly. I've seen you with Matt O'Reilly. I see you with James McIntosh, and obviously your mate that you went over with. What's his name again? I've got it written.
Alex.
Alex, and I'm going to bring up Alex in a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up Alex in a second because you look like a dynamic duo. But is it just me or you guys in Queensland? And Queensland's got this, like with State of Origin, like with everything. You guys, and also Dick Johnson, Ian Thorpe, like Queensland breeds some kind of, I don't know what it is with you guys up there. Do you guys have a community up there? Because you look like you do.
Yeah, there is up in Queensland, mainly on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll often find myself driving down there just to train.
Yeah.
But more so for the community down there and like being around other bodybuilders or other people doing the same thing as you, where I could go and get the same workout here in Brisbane.
Yeah, of course.
Like I could go same exercises here, but just going to another place where there's other people around, they're all like doing the same thing. You know, you're not the biggest guy in the gym down there. Like I don't think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's just good to get a bit of a boost when you get down there, even if you're not training with them, you're training by yourself, but you just look around and you just kind of get a bit more motivation. Whereas as here in Brisbane, like I've got to be my own motivation because there's no one to train with here, no one who's doing the same thing that I'm doing. So it's good to go down there and get that bit of boost.
There is something about the Gold Coast. I've been up there a few times, and especially recently. And I've always. Do you know I was going to open up a cafe up there once upon a time, but a while back. But in Broadbeach, I was going to do a cafe in Broadbeach before all the cafes were doing up there because I'm in the coffee game as well. But there is something. There is something about the Gold Coast. I think it creates a huddle. I think it kind of creates a huddle, and I think because it's all on the coast, like from Chevron Island and Southport and Mermaid and all that. I think I don't know what it is. It does create a pretty cool hub. But what about how good is Tracy going, huh?
Oh, Tracy's excellent. So,
wow.
She's killing it. She's looking really good.
And what a personality.
Yeah. She's loud, but she's a lot of fun. Actually, she's very genuine too. So that's not like a show she puts on. That's her all the time. So
yeah, God love her.
Her and Milad, her partner.
Yeah,
they call like a good breath of fresh air, to be honest, because they're out there. They do what they want. They be themselves. They don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Like it's quite refreshing to be around them.
I saw the way he dresses, and I have an alter ego that can dress like that. I could do that any day of the week. So yeah, them two together are very colourful, and I think ideal. But ideal. Like I said, ideal.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, they're looking.
And that's them like on the daily. You know, it's not a show for anyone, or it's not like they dress up when they go out. That's them day in, day out, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. So tell me, 15 years as a tradie, you're an electrician. My son wants to become an electrician. Should I let him do it, or should I talk him out of it?
Oh no, definitely let him do it.
Oh,
steer him.
Thank you so much. No, thank you so much, man. Oh, my son's 18. You don't know how much I love him, but he wants to become an electrician, and I don't know. I was like, I've never been a tradie. I did renovate a house. I have done a mission. I've been a trade. I mean, like a trade. Let me tell you, I've done a lot. But yeah, so should he be a tradie, an electrician?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a good job, and there's like a lot of potential. There's a lot of avenues you can go down, like special fields you can go down as well, and like you can have your own business as well. And I know plenty of electricians who've got their own business and they're making a lot of money. They're doing really well.
So,
It's a very good trade.
all right,
I'd
perfect. Go on.
I'd still be doing it, or I'd have my own business if I wasn't doing bodybuilding.
So, did you have your own business or did you work for someone?
No, I was just working for someone. But if I wasn't trying to pursue bodybuilding in the way I am at the moment, I would probably have my own business.
Do you see it as a contingency to go back to later on? I guess maybe, I don't know. Or no? Like what I mean is your focus can
That's
be.
not the plan.
That's not the plan. Yeah,
That's not the plan at the moment. I can always do that. Potentially, when I'm retired from bodybuilding, potentially could go back and do that. But that's not the plan. No.
So, all right. So, 15 years and now online coach. How's the shift? How does it feel?
Very relieving.
Oh, go on.
Like it's I'm a lot happier because this is something that I suppose as well, like being an electrician, it's a good job, can make good money, plenty of opportunity, but it didn't make me happy.
Okay.
Like I couldn't give a shit about turning the light switch on and the light works. Like that just, it doesn't, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing it because it's a job.
Yeah.
But yeah, helping out people reach their goals and you know, get the most out of like what they're doing in the gym and changing their lives, changing their habits, like that makes me happy. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel good about what I'm doing.
When did you go and get your PT certifications?
Only just recently. Yeah.
Have you found it challenging? Is it an eye opener? Is it understanding? Oh my God, the clients are wide and far. Like, what have you found?
Yeah, it's just working with different personalities and kind of trying to figure out what makes them tick. You know, what their background has been, what their habits are, and the biggest thing I find is trying to get them to understand that we're not just doing a 12-week diet. We're doing like a lifestyle change. Like, so it's a bit daunting for them sometimes, but you kind of find once you get them into it and you get past like the first 4 or 5 weeks, yeah, that's enough to try and like, enough for them to see a little bit of change, but also for them to start feeling better. And then once they start feeling better, they start wanting to go to the gym, and then then the ball just keeps rolling from there.
What's something that you see? Because people tell me when they told me they're going to go to the gym, I used to say to them, I don't know the day the light switch talking about light switch. I don't know when the light bulb goes on. I can't tell you. You could be in the gym for 3 weeks and you're in. You could be in the gym for 3 years and you're not in.
Hi, Yvonne here. I'm thrilled to be working with Steve from Muscle Talks. Please go to rockcreek.com.au and join in on the collaboration with Steve and use your Muscle Talks 10 discount code to buy any products that you'd like.
You grew up in Brisbane. That's where you've been all your life. You still live in Brisbane? Because actually, I thought you lived in Melbourne. I don't know why. I thought you lived in Melbourne.
No.
Yeah, no, you're from Brisbane.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up in Brisbane, what did you dream of being? Did you want to be a pilot? What did you want to be?
This is a tough question because I've never really had like a sense of wanting to be someone or I've never known this is the job I want to have,
right? Or
this is the path I want to go down. So only really now I know the path I want to go down. But growing up, I was very, I suppose, not lost, but just never really had that clear direction of where I wanted to go or where I wanted to be.
Well, you mentioned that you weren't. I wasn't an academic kid. I worked very hard to get 50%. I studied my fucking hardest just to get 50%. So what were you like? Were you academic, sporty? Were you a skinny kid? Were you a quiet kid? Were you a fat kid? I was a fat kid till I was 10. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I was just a very average kid, I think. So which is kind of sad to say, isn't it?
No, it's all right. What's your background?
Well, my parents are from South Africa.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I was born here in Australia. I'm just consider myself Australian, but
Yes.
yeah, my parents are from South Africa. So, yeah, in school I was like pretty average with my grades and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure if I applied myself,
Yeah.
I could have been a lot better.
Mm.
Yeah, just at the time, I don't know. And then I was just a pretty average kid. Like didn't really have any muscles or anything when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm pretty short, so I was yeah, like just yeah, didn't really stand out in school at all, to be honest.
Yeah. You got siblings?
Yeah, I've got one brother. He's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's got autism. So
Okay.
yeah, he's yeah, 2 years younger than me. So
Okay.
and,
How old are you?
yeah, 36. Yeah,
36. So
yeah,
he's 34.
30, 34. Yeah.
Okay. You played soccer, but it seems like you like skateboarding.
Yes. Yeah, in my primary school years, yeah, I played soccer
Mm-hmm.
and enjoyed doing that, but I think kind of just that was just something. It was just a sport to play, really. I wasn't really invested in it. I think my dad was he was the coach of the team, so that was fun as well. But nothing. It's not like I found myself wanting to go and kick the ball after school every day or something like that. Skateboarding was really the first thing that I kind of took a liking to and a little bit of an obsession with throughout my high school years. That was kind of the thing where it's like, you get home from school and you want to rush straight to the skate park every day. And on the weekends, you're out just trying to find somewhere to skateboard. Like that was the first thing I've kind of really taken a bit of a passion to. Yeah.
Well, it made the Olympics now, and I tell you that some of those skateboard tricks are incredible. Some of the stuff that they do, man, like it's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild.
And
scary too.
Scary, yeah. I was going to say those kids or the people there, that young girl that represented Australia, she was 14, I think. She was 14 or something. I don't know what she was.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe how she could get on stage. You also mentioned you built your house or you renovated. What did you do with your house?
Oh no, so I built a house in 2016. That was not long after I had my son.
How did you find, even though you're a tradie, how did you find building a house?
That was a very memorable time of my life. That was probably one of the better things I've done. That was from the whole design process to finding a builder to choosing like all your tapware and your tiles, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it.
Did you do some of the work besides the electrical?
Yeah, so I just got a contractor to build the house.
Yep.
I did all the electrical for it, and then I went and did all the landscaping and like built all the fences and did the gardens and everything else for it. And that was probably one of the better times in my life doing that. I was right into it.
Yeah, I'm not a tradie and I'm not a builder, and I actually bought a bungalow and I gutted it myself. It actually nearly broke me.
Yeah,
it nearly broke me. The reason it nearly broke me is because I had no fucking idea. Breaking things is easy. Pulling down walls is easy. Pulling ceilings down is easy. Ripping windows out is easy. You know what's hard? Putting it all back together. Oh my God.
I'm like the type of person who, like, once I get started on something, like I just get a bit obsessed with it, and but I also want it to be perfect. I'm a bit OCD. Like
fuck the perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist.
Everything I do has to be like perfect. So I'll spend a ridiculous amount of time on something that probably doesn't need that much attention, just to try and make it perfect.
So being a perfectionist, because I'm one too, but I'm older than you by 20 years. I've learned to walk away from things because I've realized, I'll give you an example. When you're a perfectionist, you could be doing something and wanting it to be so perfect, you break it because you just went that 1 inch too far, right? So,
what was that? I'll even like not do something because I know what I'm like, and I know get started on it. It's just going to be like take too long. It's just gonna like I'll go like let's say I want to go wash my car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this job just seems too overwhelming because I know how long I'm going to spend
Fuck.
just washing my car. Because once I get started, then I'll want to be doing everything perfect. And I'm just like, man, you're just trying to wash your car. It's not that hard to just wash it and leave.
You are making me laugh. I got a few cars. I got a few cars and I got a few motorcycles. And I don't want to act like I just people collect things. I collect cars and motorcycles. But I've got this Harley Davidson. I've had it since I was 28, right? I bought it from Brisbane. I bought it from a place in Brisbane. I can't remember where. It was a young couple that had it, and it was a particular model and color I wanted. I got it. But the funniest thing is, when I used to wash it like, I'd say, fuck, I want to go for a ride today. Let me wash it. So I'd start washing at 9 o'clock in the morning, but I wouldn't finish till 4 fucking o'clock in the afternoon. And because I was under the knobs, under the brake lines, under this, under that.
Yeah.
So now, come and look at my Harley. You're going to laugh your head off. It is dusty. It is, and I ride it. It's still, when you see it, you go, man, it looks good. But what I'm getting is, some people have said to me, man, you should give it a polish. I said, mate, if I start polishing it, you won't see me riding it because it's going to be all day. So I've learned.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like you, man. I totally get it. But I've learned. My ex-wife used to say to me, when I used to tighten a screw or do something, she used to go, because I got Greek background. She goes, don't Greek tighten it. As soon as it's tight, don't go Greek.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh no, I'll over tighten it. I'll do that every time.
Yeah. So I've learned to control myself and walk away.
Yeah.
I've learned to walk away. And once you learn that, Cam, you'll get better and better. So you started at 18. You said some mates took you to the gym, and that was it. You were sold.
Yeah. It was actually a friend from school. I think he was dealing with a few anger issues at the time, and I think the person who was talking to, they said, why don't you try going to the gym, just let some anger out. And so he was going to the gym. He invited me to come, and I just took a big liking to it at the time.
Yeah.
And it just made me feel good. And it was kind of one of the first times in my life that I actually started to feel good about myself, I think so.
But can I ask that question then? Just because I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, of course.
But because when you say feel good about yourself, let's share it. Like I said, that's why the podcast is, because I don't know you, you don't know me. Like for me, I know the gym, I said to you earlier on, it's the only place that makes me feel handsome, right? Because I feel muscles make you look handsome. I'm not talking about just big. It wasn't just about big. I felt it was sexy, right? That's me. I was fat growing up, and I still got the fat kid going on in my head, right? I still got the fat kid in my head. But it's my go-to place where I feel the gym is where I can be who I want to be. Is that kind of like for you as well?
Yeah, like 100%. So, like I said before, I was a very average kid. Wasn't the most outgoing or the most confident person. So, going to the gym, it was like the first time I started to feel good about myself. And it was kind of also the first time in my life where you actually got like a compliment from someone.
I love compliments.
And
but I don't get them much, but I love them.
Not that you want, that's what you want. Or you
of course.
It's the first time actually experiencing someone say something positive about you or your appearance.
It's a top feeling. And, it's a top feeling. Yeah.
So, also too, like I haven't spoken about this, but I was having a few anxiety issues at that time, and I just found that going to the gym was just something that made me feel good, whether it's just those endorphins you get from training or like doing cardio and stuff, but just the physical exertion. Yeah, like it just made me feel good.
Yeah.
And so that's just something I've just carried on, like pretty much for the rest of my life. It's just making sure I train to feel good as well, not just for bodybuilding, but just to feel good about myself.
I think, I think that's the thing about bodybuilding. What I found with myself, one, it helps me with anger. Not that I'm an angry guy. I can be an angry guy. I don't know why. I'm not an angry guy, but maybe I am. I don't know. But it helps me balance my emotions. But I also know, like you said, it's very hard in the world to grab a compliment. I'm not saying I'm a complimenting guy. I said when I saw you how I spoke about
Yeah,
you, but
yeah,
I actually grew up with a dad. I'm not saying my dad was my mentor, but my dad, his vanity was so up there that I admired it. I admired his belief in himself. Like
yeah,
it would piss, I'm sure, people off, but he thought he was very handsome. He thought he was the best guy that mowed the lawns. He thought he was the
yeah,
best at lawn bowls. He's the best. You know, he was an average guy, white picket fence, but he thought it was the best. Like he was just, but so what I'm saying is myself, like you just said, I always liked it if someone said, when I got a compliment because I wasn't very complimenting to myself. Does that make sense?
yeah. Of course, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
I think it's
even now, like I'm starting to make like invest more like in believing in myself
good. Yeah, good on you, man. Yeah, yeah.
and like believing in, it's even going into those pro shows I did, it was still me trying to figure out, do I belong there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, like, so I wasn't, I suppose, wasn't giving everything that to the off season I had before going to um, those pro shows.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, in contest prep, you give everything, but I think now this will be a very different year for me because now I've seen myself up there with the other guys. Now I believe that I can be better. I believe that I can do well up there. So it was still, yeah, going into those shows, I was still very like uncertain whether I belonged there or not.
I think just the only thing I can say to that, because like I said, when you're 55, I'm just going to let you know, you get wisdom. I'm just saying, whether you like it or not, maybe people are too dumb to know they've got wisdom at 55, but you do get it. Because you said you're 36 or yeah?
Yeah, 36. Yeah.
So I know what you're going through at 36 because I was there. I know what it's like to have a 10-year-old son. I was there. You know what I'm trying to say? I know when you're trying to run your own business, I was there. You were telling me we were talking about pre-made food, and you said the position you're in and justifying things. I was there. I'm still, but what I do know, what I've learned is, this is what I've learned now. There is no compliment like your own. You're it. You're it. You're the only compliment, meaning you can walk out of your front house and there's no one around and you can say, I feel good. I look good. I'm going to go have a good day. I like what I'm wearing. That's it. No one sees you, hears you, knows what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is really start to learn like it's you, like in private. You're not going to be boisterous. You're not going to be a show off. What I mean is when you are out doing things on stage, the first person that has to believe in themselves is you. And I'm not saying it in a way like a motivational speech. What I'm saying is everything else is secondary. If you're waiting for me to tell you you're handsome, which you are, it never hits home unless you grab it privately, quietly to yourself. And that's what I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like your own internal dialogue you have with yourself.
And the other thing is you will question yourself, but that's good. So stop this is coming out of the blue. Don't not question yourself. So if you say, I don't know if I belong here, I don't know if I've got a great body, you should say, well, okay. That's what I'm saying. It's a dialogue within yourself. You got to go, but you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's go.
Yeah, let's find out.
Let's find out. So that's what I'm saying is, if you think you turn up to an event, maybe social, business, client, you may say, look, I'm not turning up looking or feeling my best today. But you know what? You can say, well, how about I only know that. Let me give it a go. It's always about you. That's what I've learned. I've learned that compliments are good. Everyone looks for them. I do. I do. You think you don't? I do. We all do. But what I realize is the worst one is when you internalize yourself poorly. It's not good. It's not good.
Yep.
I'm just going to quickly ask you, what do you like when you compete? Because I'm going to go over the body shortly. What do you like when you compete, and how are friendships and relationships around you? Do they take a toll sometimes? You know, sponsors. And also, the other question I want to ask you is, how important is sponsorship and the funds towards that? Like, bodybuilding is an expensive sport going overseas, isn't it?
Yeah, it was expensive. I think I spent like maybe 15,000 on that trip going over there. So yeah, that's not nothing. So having sponsors is a huge deal, and it makes a big difference having not having to pay for supplements every month, because I'm sponsored with Prima Bollocks, and those guys, they're fantastic, and
he's a great guy.
Will and like the team there, and I actually do believe that they got the best products in Australia when it comes to proteins, pre-workouts, and everything, their whole range. I know Will puts a lot of effort into his formulas, so you know, I back them 100%.
Well, he's going to be. I mean, sometimes anything can happen overnight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, anything can happen overnight. But we've been talking, and like I said, we're thinking of, he's going to sponsor the pod. Not me. Just to let everyone know, I'm not sponsored. My podcast is, so if we see it in the background and we move away our proteins, which doesn't, no, but hear me out. Ours doesn't sell that much because there is, look, when I say, is there better product? All I'm saying is that there is product and Will delivers. I deliver a podcast, not really, I'm not putting my proteins down. What I'm saying is Will's business is that, and that's why we got him on. So we'll move aside ourselves to cater to him. But yeah, he seems like a lovely guy.
And so it makes the world of difference, you know, just with the financial side of bodybuilding. It's expensive.
I know. Do you find it strange? Sorry to interrupt. I keep doing that. Sorry. Do you find it strange that you could be sponsored? Like, do you like, wow, that guy, they believe in me? Did you find that weird?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, initially, yeah. Like, I just thought, like, wow, I'm just a nobody. You know, like, why? Like, you just kind of, when you, I suppose, I've followed the sport for a long time, and you look at the other pros, and you just don't think that that's you.
Yeah.
But now
I don't
kind of think, well, that's me now. Like, you know, I'm a pro and I'm a sponsored athlete, and I've got, like, you know, companies wanting to invest in me, and like, it's crazy to think about it when you say it like that.
Yeah. No, like I said to you, it is incredible. Good on you, man. But I spoke to him about that when we had a meeting, and he spoke about the people he sponsors, and it's definitely not about sponsoring people that have just a lot of followers. It's about the substance of a person and what they do around them as well. So the people as well. So it takes it's a lot of pieces to look at. So tell me about, because before I go over the body, and what I want to ask what you're going to do next, tell me about the fact that you had a great support team, the boys, like the coach in your post on the 9th, but you had your gym bro mate. What was that like having him there? His name is Alex Connors. He competed too. Tell me about that little bit of a relationship, that gym bro thing going on.
Yeah, so we've been friends since 2019, actually,
Okay.
because the first time we met was actually with Dean, our coach, um, down at Burley, because we were both meeting up with him to do like a posing session.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the first time we met, and we've kind of just hit it off since then. So being able to prep with him and travel with him, because he's done a few overseas shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a bit more experienced than I am. So that kind of foreign country that wasn't really like a touristy destination.
Yeah.
Like I've been to Thailand and Bali before. So
Yeah.
yeah, first time going to like overseas. And so he's been to a lot of places before. So it kind of made me be a little bit more at ease going over with a friend who's experienced other places before. And
Yeah. That would have been a great help.
yeah, instead of just going over there by myself.
He competed too, I noticed too. How did he go? I should get him on soon too as well.
Yeah, so he did the Tampa show and the Texas show, and I think he did Mississippi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chapello, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he did the 3 shows. Yeah, he did well, and he ended up placing 4th at the last show we did. I think that was, I wasn't there for that one, but from the pictures, it looked like his best showing as well. So,
Did you find it a blessing to have him and the two of you bro it for your first debut?
yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. And we had our coach staying there as well.
Mm.
Dean stayed with us.
Mm.
So, yeah, having those 2 guys there, especially Dean as well, like, because you feel a lot more at ease when your coach is there looking at you every day. So,
and I guess you can have conversations together about general things, not just about bodybuilding. Like you guys can just chat over over a long black.
Like I said, yeah, like I said in that post, like it's 2.5 years, and it's like it was yesterday. So, yeah, just having that friendship there was excellent.
So tell me what's next for Cam George, career wise, comp wise. What's next?
Career wise is we're just putting our focus into coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had a bit of an upgrade to my system that I'm using, so that's going to be a lot better for the clients.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just really pushing coaching
Mm-hmm.
for career, and competing wise, pretty well sold on doing those 2 shows again next year. So
okay,
we've got a big season coming up again, a big off season coming up now. So this one will be, just trying to make as much improvements as I can. So I've got, well, now on my little check-in thing I did yesterday, it's 48 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up to 4 weeks post-show now. So there's no time to waste at all.
So are we going for thickness now?
Yes, yeah, chest and back. Chest and back. There's going to be a lot of chest and back happening. So
a lot of chest and back.
You'll hate me, but I don't really have to do a lot for legs. So
well,
the volume for my legs will be really will be low volume. So
yeah, look, no, you got amazing legs. I mean, I'll give myself a rap. Why not? I always say no one else would. I just said to you about talking yourself up. I'll talk about. No, I got great quads. There's no denying my quad. I've built up my hammies and getting my calves up, but definitely my quads. But the funny thing is, at 55, when it was in my 20s, quads wasn't. No one paid attention to it for some reason, because it was all about the Baywatch look, upper body, Baywatch, kind of skinny legs kind of thing. And I don't know why I was smashing legs at that age. I just was smashing them. And I think genetics, I got good legs. That's the only thing I got. But I'm just checking, Chris, have we got still connection? Yeah.
But do you do like low volume or high volume?
What I found with legs is heavy. It's all about heavy.
Yeah.
It's all about heavy. And to be honest, I know this could go viral and will get abused by the influencers maybe, but I actually also don't concentrate too much on perfect principles. I just go heavy. So if I think I can't get it all the way down to literally my quads touching my chest, I don't care. I might do 4 reps, 6 reps of as close as I can get it, and getting it up and getting it up. So sometimes it's not always about touching the floor, or hitting the bottom of the hack squat or squatting all the way down. It is. I get there, but there is a point where I will load it and I scare myself. So I take myself to fear.
Yeah. I'll definitely I'll load as much as I can, but I'm definitely going for the biggest range possible that I can get with a like controlled tempo and stuff like that. But I'm definitely trying to load my quads a lot.
But your quads look that way. That's why you.
Yeah, and I have to be careful with my leg training too, because if I do too much legs, like it just sucks the life out of my upper body. So when I'm trying to grow my upper body, I need to just back off on the legs, to just do what's enough to make them grow, but not overdo it, because it just sucks the life out of my. When I'm trying to grow my chest and back, it just takes up too much recovery.
I think that's what it is with like Big Ramy. When you look at Big Ramy, I mean, he's massive and you could really admire him, but you forget really how big he is because he's big. He's the biggest. Yeah. But because of his legs, you think someone else's upper body is bigger than his because his legs are so big. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just the proportion and the balance of everything.
Yeah, like his probably upper body is bigger than most, but because his legs fucking everybody, when you look at someone else's upper body, you go, maybe they're bigger than him up the top. But yeah, he's quite incredible.
This is our dairy-free hemp protein pancake mix. With this, all you're doing is you're adding in eggs, and you can add in for yourself your own nut milk, almond milk, oat milk, or even water, if that's how you choose to make it. All of our products are available at rockcreek.com.au. And please make sure you use your Muscle Talks 10 coupon code to get your 10% discount.
So I'm going to go over the body now. We're going to go over the body. We're coming to, and yeah, so what I'm going to tell you is a body part, and you just tell me one exercise and sets and reps. Example, if I was to do biceps, I might say preacher curls, and I might say 3 sets of 8. So I'm kind of saying load up. You know, I won't say tempo or anything. So whether you train it or not, you can go nut. You can give advice on it. Up to you. But it's just short answers. So traps. Do you train them?
Don't directly train them. No.
Okay, that's good. No. Delts, side delts.
Side delts will definitely be like a cuffed lateral raise on a cable machine.
Yep.
Just because you get that big stretch, and there's constant tension throughout the whole movement. So, and I'll be doing like a fatigue and accumulation style.
Yep.
3 sets where you might get 15 on your first set, working to failure, and then your third set you might get like 8 reps because you're very fatigued your shoulders.
I like that. I'm going to try that. Front delts.
I don't do any direct front delt work. No.
Okay.
That gets enough with the chest pressing.
Yeah. But then again, if you're going to thicken up, you might need to change that. Sorry, I'm a coach now. I'm going to be your coach. Back.
Chest supported T-bar row.
Okay. Sets and reps.
Yeah. Sets. I'd be doing 2 sets of that because it's like, back's a big muscle group and it's fatiguing. So 2 sets there, probably 12 to 8 range.
Okay. Back itself, just one back exercise that you like that you think people should do.
I do a lane pullover with I suppose a rope or a Vulcan grip.
Oh yeah.
And where I'll put the bench on like a 30 degree.
Yeah.
And I'll put the cable and it's just like a pullover.
I know.
Like that, but using using the rope, and like you get a good dip off in the shortened position. So it's like heavy loads in the stretched, and then dips off a little bit as you come down.
Wow, like I know that exercise because you can actually do it with dumbbells as well if you do it with a dumbbell.
Yeah, it's pretty much mimicking that, but with a cable stack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and not many people have mentioned that, man. So I like that. I like that. How many sets and reps on that?
I'll do 3 there because it's not very taxing.
Okay, and reps?
Reps would be like 15 to 8.
Okay. Chest.
Yeah, unless it's like unless it's a big like body part, like chest or back or legs, I'm usually doing between that fatigue accumulation style training. Then like you'll have a range where you'll start a bit higher and then it'll work down a bit lower as you build that fatigue up.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What about chest?
Chest would be, I actually really like the fly, the hammer strength fly
Oh,
with
yeah.
the D, but with the D handles.
Yeah.
You can get like a really good control down top and keeps your arms out nice and straight too.
How many sets and reps
And
there?
I'll be doing 2 sets there. It's only 12 to 6.
You know what I can't believe? They told you to be thicker, and when I look at you, you look fucking thick. I don't know it, but I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, these guys in America, they're no joke, and they're big, and well, I was like 86 kilos on stage.
No, wow. What's
And
your average weight?
the
What's
weight,
your normal weight? What's your normal weight?
my weight now is 90, 91, 92,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
91 and a half. So we're just trying to keep my weight down a little bit now before we push back up. But I started the last off season. The last off season I got to like 101.
Wow.
That was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I could probably sit around 95, 96.
Yeah, I think so.
And not be too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can cruise around there pretty nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, I know because I was.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, what I was saying too is like the guys in America, they're like the weight cap's 96 kilos. It's 212.
Yeah.
So they had a good 10 kilos on me. So.
Well, good luck. All I'll say to you is you need to pack it on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not only pack it on, you need to taper it as well. So you really, you got your hands full, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, I think a good 4 to 5 kilos.
Yeah, you need
would be a good jump.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
and I think.
I don't think I ever want to get to like that weight cap of 96. I think that would just ruin my physique. I think there'd be a point where I'd start looking worse. It's like the heavier I got like that. So,
but I think
I still definitely want to keep my aesthetics in shape.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think
You hear a lot of like the old bodybuilders, like Jay Cutler and stuff, say they looked better when they were smaller. Like they liked their look when they were smaller. But the direction of the sport is just bigger.
Well, I feel like when Jay Cutler came back to win number 3, when he won 1 and 2, and then he lost the 3rd, and he came back again to do the 4th.
Yeah,
and he was huge. He was huge, but I don't feel like that was his best. But he was huge. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
I think 2001 was Jay Cutler's best.
Yeah, I agree. I got Jay Cutler on my vision board only because what I found him as a bodybuilder, if I had to look at it, was he's the only bodybuilder I feel, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know everything and everyone, but most bodybuilders, they win one and they lose one and sometimes they never win again or retire. But he won 2, lost, then he came back to win his 3rd and 4th. And I found that very strong mental game, very good business mind. Yeah. So I like Jay Cutler in the bodybuilding game, not because he's won Olympia, but in adversity, he's won it again, in his adversity of his mind, but he's also a good businessman. And I like that part of him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
I think Jay Cutler's everyone.
Yeah. So he's pretty good. Bicep.
Bicep will be like a step forward cable curl.
Oh yeah.
With a on the stack, where you step forward and you got the dual stack, and like you'll keep your arms sort of behind yourself in the lengthen position.
Nice.
Curl like that.
Yeah. Sets and reps.
And that'll be 3 sets there for like 15 to 8.
Yeah. Tricep.
Tricep. I don't really do a lot of tricep training. I've only just put a little bit in at the end of my prep, but I like dips. Dips for that, and I'll just do like as many reps as you can with body weight.
Okay, yep. I know it's an old 90s question, I guess, but not many people do it, and they say they don't. Like traps. Forearms? Do you do forearms at all?
No, not training forearms.
That's all right. Abs? What's a good abs?
Abs will just be at the moment I'm doing hanging leg raises
Mhm.
for that. And just like I do that like 3 to 4 times a week on my upper body days, and I'll do like just 4 sets, just as many reps as you can get.
Okay. And quads, since we're talking about quads.
Definitely hack squat. Hack
Hack,
squat's my favorite.
hack squat is a
Yeah,
good one. Is a good one. I like.
yeah,
I tell you what, though, you can't take away from standing. You know, uh, what's it called? Standing. I can't get the word now. What do you call it when you do squats? Squats.
squats. Yeah,
But
barbell squats.
yeah, barbell squats. You can't take away good barbell squats, especially when you've strapped up your legs nicely with some
Yeah,
wraps,
yeah,
because it kind of, I think, to me, the wraps make me think differently. I feel I'm protected a bit, but
yeah,
a good squat is also pretty good. Yeah,
yeah. Like the hack or the squat or a hack. Like it's
I
just
love the hack. The hack was
it's the whole mental game that goes along with it as well. You know,
is
keeping yourself in the set, and
yeah.
you know, the anxiety before the set. Like it's just
Keeping
definitely,
the heels down,
yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
You know, yeah, it's big.
yeah.
How many sets and reps there? I'm
I'm only
assuming
doing one set there.
one set. Wow. And
So just
how many
one
reps?
one all that set on quads. We're aiming for about the 12 to 15 there.
Okay. Hammies,
Hamstrings, speed, leg curl.
seated leg curls, sets and reps,
Yeah, train in the lengthening position.
length of position. Yeah.
Sets and reps down. It's just 2 sets there.
Okay.
2 sets with the like 12 to 6 range.
Okay. Calves.
Calf press, like on the leg press.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you can load that body and you can get a really good stretch.
Yeah. Jay Cutler talks about
And
the
I'll
stretch. Jay Cutler says his calf's good
yeah,
because of the stretch. Go on.
yeah, and I'll do like 4 sets on there.
Okay. Look, again, just to maybe a bit more technical and, tibialis. Do you train the tibialis?
No, I haven't done that. No, we don't have access to that at the gym here.
No, we had it at our gym. Glutes. What about glutes?
I don't do any direct glute work. So
Well, then how do you have that ass? How is that genetics? Your ass? Is that a genetic ass?
Must be all genetics. Yeah.
I know, because you've got a good ass. You got a good. Not that I say you got a good ass. Don't get me wrong. Again, we're gonna. If I say that I'm into girls, then maybe this goes everywhere. But you look. I thought, because a lot of people are training their asses these days, but you don't really train your ass.
No, luckily I don't have to waste my time doing that.
Yeah, you are lucky. You are lucky.
Yeah,
you are the lucky one. Well,
I don't want to be one of those guys in the gym doing hip thrusts. So
I'm
lucky enough.
Be careful what you just said then, because that's another post that's gone viral and an influencer hasn't grabbed it yet. So we're going to get fucked up any moment now. So I'm just letting you know, please listen, Cam. If in 6 weeks we load your post and your podcast, one of your posts hits 1 million views, please don't blame us for anything, because it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You'll just know it could go pear-shaped. So tell everyone where they can find you. Where can they find you, man? Social media, everything. Give everything you want.
Just on Instagram, Facebook, but mainly Instagram I'm on.
What's your diet? What's your thing? Cam George? What is it?
Cam. I think it's Cam George .IFBB Pro.
Yeah.
Yes, and just shoot me a DM, or I've got a link in my bio for my coaching services. But just shoot me a DM to chat about anything.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, man, because I've been bashed up the last week, and it's good to talk to a bodybuilder and just talk business.
Yeah, no problems, man. It's been excellent, actually. While I'm on, I'll just give a quick shout out to my sponsors.
Please do. Yeah, go for it.
Prima Bollocks and Power Ups, they've been so helpful. I'm so very appreciative of them. And I've just actually signed with Gasp as well, which I'm super excited about. So just want to give a shout out to those guys too.
I'll make sure when Chris does the we do little shorts at the beginning of the podcast, like to spice up what they're going to be watching. Make sure we put the sponsors at the beginning, Chris, as well. So Chris is giving it a thumbs up as well. So we'll get it at the end, and we'll get it at the start. Well, Cam, I keep calling you George somewhat. I don't know. I think it should be George Cam, but Cam George is what it is. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, it has.